When you see someone abuse a pet or animal on the internet, then chances are you'll probably see someone
Shuck, 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 shuck my dog, na 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 na.
in the
Shuck,
comments somewhere
shuck,
saying,
shuck.
call PETA. In fact, one could even argue that this has been a thing on the internet for as long as we can remember. But what is PETA anyway?
I know what PETA is. PETA is a group of people who is trying to get an award for the most unlikable piece of cunts on this whole wild earth. Which is like a big, big award. And there are many, many group of peoples are fighting for it. But they are like in the top 3, you know?
Anyway, well, it stands for
I know.
People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals.
I think they might have forgot what it stands for. Yeah. I think maybe someone should remind them that that's what it stands for.
What a wonderful name for an organization. Okay, well, what do they fight
They
for? Animal
forgot.
rights? That's awesome. Well, not quite. Here's how they describe their own mission on their website.
Yeah?
Animals are not ours to experiment on, eat, wear, use for entertainment, or abuse in any other way. Okay, kind of extremist, right? The idea that no one's allowed to eat animals, that's definitely interesting, but most people can definitely agree with the other parts.
I will go and apologize for my lunch. I will be like, I'm so sorry, Mr. Beef, that I inhaled you. I'm sorry.
But how is it that an organization like this managed to make so many generations of people be aware of its existence?
The question is that who the fuck is funding them? Literally everyone knows that they are cunts. Where is the money coming from? How is it that they haven't shut down? Me, I would never.
How does it have such a monopoly over the topic of animal rights? Well, it's actually all thanks
You wouldn't drink your mom's breast milk now. Why drink a cow's? Well, I mean, what if she's a MILF? Like, you don't know my mommy issues. Hello?
thanks to their marketing strategy. You see, ever since PETA was created in the 1980s, they knew that people had bigger worries than wondering where animals came from and how they were processed in factories. So to truly get their message across, their strategy has always been to grab headlines by any means necessary. For decades.
What the fucking... But wait. Like, what the fuck? What? I wouldn't be caught dead in fur. Listen, I understand the fur thing, right? Because the animals don't really survive it when they take the fur off. But like, they are protesting against like things like sheep's wool, which is just like a haircut. Right? Like, they are not entirely well in the head.
PETA would be synonymous with ridiculous marketing campaigns. This right here is one of the most famous examples. A group of naked women laying in coffins in public.
It's white women. We are the problem. I always knew it. It's the Karens. These are just vegan Karens.
Public, saying they'd rather be caught dead than wear
sorry.
animal fur. Things like this became
I don't want to be like that, but they cut a bunch of very good and healthy flowers just to cover their vaginas. What about the flowers?
an important part of PETA's DNA, and it would help them spread awareness about their cause and their organization to multiple generations. But that's, of course, until Gen Z came along. A generation that kind of grew up understanding what they were, but by the time they became adults, became so desensitized by the internet that nothing really shocked them anymore. PETA had used the same
Wait, I'm kind of into that. Wait, hold on. This has potential. Unzips.
strategy for decades now. Shock and boldness. The
That's
problem with this
fine.
strategy, though,
Hold
is that
up.
over
That's not
time,
too
for it
bad.
to remain effective, every campaign you make has to be more shocking than the previous one.
It's not a furry. She has it painted. She has no furry things, no paws.
How kind of her. She even brought her own lunch. So, lads, I propose we just close the coffin until the next day.
No! She's going to eat the flowers.
And more importantly, the line between bull chalk and rage bait is extremely thin. And for years now, PETA
My body isn't your sushi roll. Ah! Crying AI generated fish. Question mark.
has been absolutely clueless about the fact that they had crossed it a while ago.
We consider Asuku to be best girl on the internet.
I'm honored.
Essentially gone from very bold marketing campaigns that no one had ever done before
It's
to
so
now
stupid.
posting an AI-generated image of a fish being cut into sushi, calling it artistic rendering, and being community noted. That's just plain embarrassing. For years now, this has been PETA's reality. They're nothing more than just rage baiters, and they fail to see that. They've completely lost the plot. And speaking of losing the plot, it turns out
Lads, what if they were like, listen, we are PETA, and we really need someone to be in the head of our social media team, and they just hired a 4chaner to rage bait. He's like, we need your experience, we need your expertise, your skills, your endless knowledge, and that's how they have it.
that PETA actually enjoys killing animals more than rescuing them. After numerous investigations spanning across multiple years, many have been able to conclude that PETA enjoys killing animals way more than just putting them up for adoption and finding them a new loving home.
What the
Why?
fuck?
Because they believe owning a pet dog is slavery. I wish I was kidding. Don't
So you would rather kill them? They are crazy. They are crazy, aren't they? What the fuck? Dude, most pet animals have fucking better lives than I ever would. What are we talking about?
believe me? Well, the founder of PETA herself said that pet ownership is an abysmal situation and argued in a 2014 interview that outdoor cats should just be killed. It's better for them. By
Return them to the big dog in the sky.
How can you say that death is just better? That's like saying that...
What would PETA do to a space cat?
Oh my god, don't even. But like, do you understand how crazy that is? It's like saying that, like, translate this idea to humans. That's like saying that homeless people shouldn't stay outside. You should just like them because, oh, that's better for them. Like, what? Who says that? What the fuck? That's so fucked up. Why would you say that about animals?
now, and we're still in the intro of this video, you're probably
Crazy.
wondering, okay, how the hell does this organization even still exist? And how can it possibly
Who pays for it? I swear, if you ever donate even a singular penny to PETA, I'm going to do awful things to you.
get any worse? Well, recently, PETA decided that killing animals is not enough. They decided to openly tarnish the legacy of a dead animal. And the backlash that they experienced was biblical.
What?
You see, Silent Suzuka
Oh, I saw this. Oh yeah, the Usamu.
That's a cult.
Usumu. Fuck, the horse game. Uma Musume. The Uma Musume. Yeah, I saw it. They got community noted. It was... Yeah.
was a Japanese racehorse with an unrivaled legacy. I mean, he was extremely fast and well known globally to anyone who followed horse racing. However, in 1998, his life ended after a tragic injury on the track. What really made Silent Suzuka stand out during that incident, though, is that even though he was in horrendous pain, he didn't flip out, he didn't try to injure his jockey, no. He silently went to the side of the track,
He was a good boy. Oh.
dropped off his jockey, and when he was sure that his human rider was safe, proceeded to collapse. Yeah, he was one hell of a horse. Now, in 2021, the mobile game Uma Musume Pretty Derby
Usamume.
would come out in Japan. It would be an anime horse girl racing game, with every one of these anime girls representing a
He
famous
was a good
Japanese
boy.
racehorse. This game would prove to be extremely successful in Japan, would release globally in 2025, and would make billions of dollars. And one of the horses that was immortalized as an anime horse girl was none other than Silent Suzuka. In fact, Uma Musume would even have an anime, and Silent Suzuka would make an appearance there too. So as you can see,
Aw,
this
she
was a
was
very
cute.
well-beloved and very well-respected horse to this day. So what the hell could have PETA possibly done to create a worldwide...
You me, according to a school. Just you all the vowels and you're 50% correct. Hashtag good enough ba ba ba.
I can't believe that it was such a good boy. the horse, he just was like, are you okay? Okay. If you're safe, then I will just go and like, just on the side.
Backlash.
So sad.
But they paid their respects to this wonderful animal that showed incredible compassion to humans in its final moments? Of course not. They instead would post,
I saw this. It was so, it like, they blurred it out, but like the leg was broken and it was like kind of like gory. And like who does that? Like, it was just so, I don't know, like distasteful. I literally have no other words to say. It's just like needlessly cruel and distasteful.
How to find a girlfriend that likes horsing around.
Yeehaw. Oh no, this is the donkey. Sorry, I failed.
a disgusting image of the anime horse girl version of Silent Suzuka with a grotesque leg injury where you can see the...
I tried so hard that I still fucked up. I don't know what kind of the noise the horses make. It's just like... There you go. Nay.
Bone protrude outside of the skin, arguing that if the game was honest, your favorite horse girl wouldn't get any comeback arcs. One failed event and the race is over, just like what happened to the real Silent Suzuka. Now look, PETA had been
Oh my god. Wait, there's no fucking way that they did a Pokemon. Pokemon isn't real. There's no way. Bro, Pokemon, it's not real, little bro. It's not real. What's wrong with cooking, Mama? Mama kills animals. Oh my god. I would love to see the members of PETA. There is no fucking way that these people don't have mental illnesses. Only someone with a mental illness would create problems that don't exist. It's like, wow. Should we help the animals, you know, the ones that are abandoned, like the ones that are being returned after like adoption or something? No, we should make triggering pictures of a game that doesn't exist in real life. Yeah, like septum ring havers and like, I don't know, cocks.
Around for years and had faced barely any consequences. This time though, they fucked around.
The director of PETA makes 220k. But out of shit talking and shit posting? How? What? How? What? How?
Around and they found out. Because not only did this post get viewed 16.4 million times, not only are there 11,000 replies completely shitting on their entire existence.
What if they are actually doing really shit? And ever since X is being able to monetize, they are shit talking because they need the revenue. What if they are trying to get money via Twitter monetization? That's why they are putting out outrageous things. It could be, you know?
Since not only did this post get community noted, but it even prompted a Japanese politician to speak out on this disgusting behavior, as well as the owner of Silent Suzuka. Guys, this was probably one of the worst things PETA could have ever done.
Is PETA a strictly American institute? I don't want to call it a charity. I'm not sure what you qualify these cunts. Like, they are just founded here, but do they have, I don't know, offices anywhere else, or is it just United States? The idiots are worldwide. No fucking way. Really? Is PETA worldwide? Yeah. It's a worldwide organization operating through international title PETA Asia, UK, PETA India. Kinda hate that. Damn. I'm sorry, and are all of them retarded, or is it just the American branch? It's a very important question. Like, what if the rest of them are like fine? All of them? Oh. So it's like, find the retards in each continent. Okay. That's fair enough. Like, listen, you have to ask sometimes the questions.
Reputation. More and more people are looking into the fact that they're killing more animals than they're saving, with Japanese people in particular finding out the true nature of this company rather than thinking that they actually fight for animal rights. And unlike their usual rage bait, this time there were many people that destroyed the hell out of PETA with facts and logic. Actual real arguments that showed.
You have to understand, if you're dumb enough, you don't care about facts and logic. And I think we should all learn this by now, that they will not understand. You cannot argue. There will be not like an argument. There will be screaming and shouting and tears and calling each other's words that they aren't.
That Uma Musume Pretty Derby did 1,000,000 times more than PETA could ever hope to achieve. It was hilarious.
That's why you limit us to storyline, Max? Yes, exactly. I don't want to hear it.
Seeing this disgusting organization get pummeled to oblivion, and so that's why I thought I had to make a video about this. So you already know the drill. Let's do this. All right, so look, as I mentioned,
if dog tasted like pork, would you eat them? What's the difference? If humans tasted like pork, would you eat them? What's the difference? I have a handful of people who I would absolutely eat. Just plainly because they are dumb as fuck. And they have no other purpose in this life other than to be consumed. Yeah. I would eat ass. Does that count? No.
In the intro, PETA gained prominence, or I should say relevancy, due to its shocking and bold marketing campaigns like this one right here. If dogs tasted like pork, would you eat them? What's the difference? Go vegan, showing the image of a dog with a pig's head. By PETA's own standards though, this was definitely soft. You see, one of the first instances of extremely shocking yet somewhat bold marketing campaigns was as far back as—
The first thing is that there is somewhere along the heavy weight of bullshit, there are things that I agree with. Like, you know how they are raising like chickens and it's like very, very fucking inhumane. Like they are pushed together, they cannot breathe, they are packing each other because they are stressed. Like if they would help with that shit, that okay, you have to, yeah, like the super breast chickens in pans, like those are awful. Or like, you know, when they are like mass breeding like even pigs and they are feeding them all sorts of like things to grow bigger and fatter. Like I agree with that. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't abuse these animals. Like you should give them at least a sort of quality life, right? And not torment them as you like slaughter them for food or something. But this is not what they are fighting against. They don't care about any of this.
It's 1991. Back then,
the most of the EU is already solved. Yeah, but unfortunately, we have more continents and countries than the EU.
Almost none of us know what dog tastes like, so what would be the initial inhibitor either way? It makes no sense, unless you could directly compare tastes.
You are too hung up on the details. Stop thinking about eating the dog.
One of America's most infamous serial killers, Jeffrey Dahmer, was captured.
Oh, well, he was, you know... He did try a little bit of the yum yum.
Jeffrey was someone who had captured 17 males, and
I saw that he was really into his boyfriends. He was eating their asses in more than one way. Yeah.
Well, got rid of their limbs. He would then place them in the fridge and eat them later. Because guess what? The guy was a cannibal. What would PETA do? Well, they'd publish a newspaper advertisement.
His favorite game was Hungry Hippos. Must be true. Must be true.
Pretty much likening meat packers to being exactly like Jeffrey Dahmer, someone who killed 17 human beings. Now today, if this happened, no one would really care, but back then, people cared a lot.
Isn't cannibalism bad because like the prions will like fuck up your brain or something? Right? Like it's something happens to you and it will cause like damage to you. Did Dahmer have that in, like, since he ate like 17 people? Did he have it? I actually don't know. Only if you eat the brain. So as long as you strictly only eat someone's ass and thighs, you're good. I am noting it down. Okay. Phew. Ha, good to know. Wow. Yeah,
Right.
I'm good.
This caused unprecedented
No, no
commotion,
plans.
and it was
No, don't
exactly
worry.
what PETA wanted. From their point of view, their mission is to get animal rights messages out to as many people as possible, which is why they try
Don't
to make their
worry.
actions colorful and controversial. Colorful is a very interesting word. All in the hopes of grabbing as many headlines around the world and spreading the message of kindness to animals to
Kindness.
thousands, sometimes millions of people. They would then gloat that this approach has proved to be amazingly successful, and you know what? To their credit, initially it was. For the first 2 decades after PETA was established, they would spread awareness over some extremely inhumane conditions that many animals faced in different areas, whether it be factories, farms, or hell, even government agencies. The outrage following these investigations would help new laws be put in place.
Then what happened? They started out fine. They actually did some useful shit, and then they kind of just went crazy or something. And now they are just focusing on very stupid bullshit, no problems. Money happens, stupid. I mean, who pays for this kind of shit? Like,
laws that would either help animals get treated better or straight up shut down certain labs or agencies that would mistreat them.
brum brum.
However, not all good things last forever, and at some point, PETA would lose the plot entirely. In fact, after my research, I can personally conclude that they had officially lost the plot by 2003, when they would release their newest marketing
Bullshit.
campaign, an exhibition titled Holocaust on a Plate.
Okay. Well then, that's okay. That is a title that they came up with. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, no, thank God that they didn't, exaggerate or something.
And yes, it is as horrible as it sounds. In fact, here's a sign that you would find at this exhibition.
Bro.
On the left, you would see a Holocaust victim that went through famine, and on the right, you would see a cow that went through famine. I don't think it would take a genius to understand that Jews back then were extremely angered by such a marketing campaign, likening the
Gee, I wonder why. I don't think it's the same. I'm sorry, but I don't think it's the same weight of the entire thing, but
suffering of so many people in World War II to the idea of eating meat. I mean, come on. And at a certain point, this would just get old.
They are just crazy, huh? They're actually just retards. Like, no kidding, huh? Like, not just like dipping my toe into stupidity, but like full just like big jump all the way to your neck. Okay, I didn't know, but now I know.
People wouldn't take them as seriously anymore. Around almost a decade later in 2014, PETA would release a marketing campaign in which they say that dog breeders are literally the Austrian painter, releasing a poster of a dog with the infamous, well, mustache. And if you thought that wasn't bad enough,
Got autism? Studies have shown a link between cow's milk and autism. That makes so much sense. I did drink a lot of cow's milk when I was a kid. I knew it had to come from somewhere. I knew it! God damn it!
on the same year, if you went to PETA's website, you'd be greeted with
No, Tyler, no, we don't have that in Hungary. We just suffer.
got autism? Studies have shown a link between cow's milk and autism.
I
Now,
knew
this
it.
confused the hell out of people, and it could mean one of two things. The first possibility is them saying that cow's milk causes autism, which is extremely incorrect. There's nothing in any way, shape, or form proving that. And the second possibility is them saying that only autistic people drink cow's milk.
I will go with the second one. Thank you very much. I will I will take that one. Okay, I will just glorp my milk, proud and loud, bravely carrying my autism. Thank you.
Which I don't need to sit here and tell you sounds really bad. pretty much saying that there's something very wrong with autistic people, which isn't the case. They're just people. You see what I meant in the intro? Once you
My mother said I'm special, actually. She loves me the way I am.
make shocking statements, the only way to keep people's attention is to somehow make a shocking statement more shocking every single time.
Yeah?
But with the line between shocking and rage bait being so thin, yeah, it's no surprise by this point people thought PETA was a joke. Their stupid antics were starting to
Tofu never caused a pandemic. What? PETA's ad campaign blames meat eating for the coronavirus. What? Wait, so it's the people? Like you ate a burger and then COVID just like popped out of your head, or
alienate vegans from wanting to support them. That was their target audience. I mean, mid-pandemic in 2020,
oh, the bat soup. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
when people were wrestling with the fact that they had to be isolated for God knows how long, PETA comes out and says, oh, hey, yeah, this happened because of you meat eaters. Tofu never caused the pandemic. Dude,
So
shut
true.
the fuck up. Now, yes, this stupid attempt at rage bait
They should have wrote here, I hope this helps. Wilted flower emoji. That's all it misses.
is definitely funny. And while I'd love to just sit here and laugh, unfortunately, when it comes to PETA, their existence is actually a problem, especially if you like animals. You see, this organization is nothing more than just a group of extremists. In 2017, 2 PETA employees would kidnap a 9-year-old's chihuahua. They assumed that it was a
Wow.
stray that needed to be euthanized because, of course, they hate the idea of putting up a dog for adoption. However, state laws say that they have to hold the pet for 5 days to make sure there's no owner that, well, will come and claim it.
I would euthanize those 2 employees, okay? You know what? A life for a life. It's only fair. I also don't like you that you're stray out on the streets, okay? Boom.
They chose to ignore that rule and euthanize
If anyone would hurt my puppy, I swear to God, I'm going to do things. Awful things. My soul will go to hell. And I don't care. Do not touch my puppy.
this poor chihuahua within the same day. The family ended up suing the organization and PETA paid them $49,000 to settle. But that poor girl is probably traumatized for life. But I wish that was the worst thing they'd done. In 2005, 2 years after the
What do you mean that's not the worst? They killed a 9-year-old girl's puppy. How is that not the worst thing that they have done?
completely tone-deaf Holocaust marketing campaign, some people would start noticing that the dumpsters behind a supermarket in North Carolina was filled with dead animals, specifically cats and dogs. Well, it
Oh.
turned out it was none other than PETA. The 2 employees in question would be acquiring these pets by lying to veterinarians, telling them they're going to put them up for adoption, and then just euthanizing them in the same day in the back of their van.
Okay, that's pretty evil. Not gonna lie. I was like, yeah, no, that's pretty cruel. Yeah, that's definitely on the list of that will get you to go to hell immediately with like no hear me out or anything. Holy shit. Yeah, that's like super villain, like Disney villain level evil. Yeah, that's fucked up. Not gonna lie, that's kind of fucked up, bro.
The veterinarian who had given these pets to PETA thinking they would get adopted would later say they were in good health and were very adoptable, especially the kittens. It was
Aw.
tragic, and yet PETA was able to get away with this because of a stupid law in the US that says that PETA and other shelters are allowed to kill owner-relinquished animals for virtually any reason at any time without any effort to find them homes. But of course, politicians don't care about
Bro.
actual important matters like this. And finally, if you want something a bit more recent to truly show you how disgusting
I don't want to. Dude, can we just like bankrupt these people? There must be a way. Like, we just need. How about we all tweeted Elon Musk and he will just buy PETA? Like, or someone who else is fucking rich. Like, Bill Gates always just like throws money out of everywhere. Just like, God damn it, just buy it.
PETA is, then look no further. This was a study published in February 4th, 2025, examining the rate of death of animals in PETA shelters in the year of 2024. Now, PETA is established in the state of Virginia. The average rate of euthanasia for all agencies in Virginia is 10%. That means that 90% of their animals find a new home. They successfully get adopted, with 10% being euthanized, which is reasonable. Some cats or dogs they might find on the street.
Bro, look at the numbers for PETA. Fuck, it's all 70% death for cats, 64% for dogs. Jesus Christ, dude.
Might have a very bad disease, they could be on their last legs, and giving them euthanasia is the most humane thing to do. That way they don't squirm in pain for the rest of their lives. PETA, on the other hand,
how can you work at a place like this? Like, do you have no heart or shame or consciousness or, you know, anything? Like, I feel like that's the biggest fucking red flag. If you work, even if you're just a secretary doing paperwork. Yeah, these are like, PETA is majority women as far as I know. Like, these are like serial killers. These are psychopathic serial killers. Like, I have no words. Listen, I will always say that I understand if you are cruel against a human being, right? Because they piss you off, you are jealous of them, you hate them. There's like so many human emotion that is negative that can drive you to do something awful. But an innocent animal that is like most likely doesn't even want to know you, is just like walking past you or just like looks at you like a puppy or like a small kitten. I'm sorry. That's where I draw the line.
and euthanizes 64% of their dogs, 69% of their cats, and 67% of all animals in general that are held in their shelters. Think about this for a second. Only 30% somehow find a new home. The majority find themselves dead.
I am actually surprised that they didn't go for like 80 to 90%. Like how it feels like it's a fucking Christmas miracle if a fucking animal makes it into PETA and gets out alive. How is it possible? Do they have like imposters? There's like a small set of spies who are working for PETA and they are just like trying to rescue the animals. And it's just like, oh no, they got adopted. Oh no, this is so sad. And they're just like, quickly, just take them out for adoption.
Ed, does that seem like an organization that likes animals to you? I mean, Look at this. In 2014, they euthanized 96% of their cats. Very interesting, right? Especially seeing that the founder of PETA has already expressed the fact that stray cats shouldn't exist.
You mean shouldn't exist? That's like, there is no way that that's not psychopathic. It's like, wow, there shouldn't be stray cats. We should just murder all of them. Who does that? That must be a mental illness. I don't know, like sociopathy, something that needs to be treated with electroshock therapy or something.
In other words, they should all be killed. I mean, I just find this so disgusting, but also so fascinating.
Jesus.
PETA always likes to ignore the fact that humans and animals are fundamentally different, which is why we shouldn't eat them. Does that mean we should euthanize 69% of children that are currently in shelters waiting to be adopted?
Well, you know, if you would ask the PETA employee, I'm just saying that if you would ask a PETA employee, maybe they would have a surprising response to you. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't say yes to it, but maybe they don't see that much difference.
By family? I wonder what this failure of an organization would say. Oh wait, I actually know exactly what they would say.
They are just psychopaths. They are just like, they literally gathered the worst human beings on the entire world. Wrong species or wrong tradition. What's up with psychopathic granny? What's wrong with the child? What?
Look at their social media in 2025 and the only thing you'll find is rage bait. That's what they still thrive on. They want views, they want relevancy at any cost, no matter how stupid they might look in the public's eyes. And it's that same exact philosophy.
I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting the child to be on the platter or something. I wouldn't even be surprised if they would just do that at this point. Like, fucking cartoon villain ass shit.
That made them fuck around and find out when it came to one of the most loyal communities on the internet. And it resulted in them wiping the floor with PETA's pathetic ass. This all brings us back to the game Musume Pretty Derby. Available both on PC and mobile, it pretty much took over the world this year. In fact, if you were able to catch the Game Awards recently, then you would have seen that it actually won Best Mobile Game. The same company behind that very successful game that's generated billions of dollars to date is also behind its extremely successful anime series. All the horse girls in the anime and the game are actually based off their real-life counterparts. This was only possible to do after getting direct approval from each one of their owners. But that's not all, of course. They weren't just able to make an awesome game, some great
handsome horns,
anime, and respect the medium. Horse racing has been a dying sport for years now, and they were able to revitalize the entire industry by bringing in such a huge amount of young people that are now interested in it thanks to the game and anime. In fact, the developer, Cygames, wouldn't just support horse racing directly by sponsoring multiple events, they would also make it a point to support retired racehorses, making sure that they're not neglected and encouraging fans to donate to them. In fact, ever since Musume Pretty Derby had come out in Japan and then eventually came out globally...
Bro, these horses, the ones that are involved with Musume, they are like horse-zillionaires. They have fresh grass every goddamn day. They are just like, oh yeah.
The Retired Horse Association of Japan, who takes care of all retired racehorses, has seen a massive surge in donations. I mean, look at this. They had created a fundraiser back in October to create a memorial for multiple retired horses that had passed away recently, and they were able to raise 6.3 million yen out of their 10 million yen goal. Before Musume, people didn't really care that much about retired horses. Now they do. Isn't that awesome? Now, with all this info in mind, and this is me barely scraping the surface, by the way, how much worse does this post from PETA actually sound now? Going after a developer and a game that has done more for horses than they could ever even conceive. I mean, what a desperate cry for attention. The replies would, of course, immediately point this out, like this one that ratioed the original post by like 5 times, saying Musume does more to the welfare of the horses it honors than misleading and self-serving posts like this do. Do better or be quiet.
Honestly, like, you should... I wonder is it possible to lobby to the government to, like, abolish an organization? Like, if there would be enough, I don't know, signatures to, like, just dissolve PETA so it doesn't exist or something. I feel like that's what should be done.
I mean, not a single one of these 11,000 replies were positive. They were just shitting on PETA's entire existence.
Well, they are the government, don't say that.
The audacity for an organization that euthanizes 70% of its animals to talk about euthanasia is wild. Just so you know, this was a severe leg injury that Silent Suzuka experienced on the racetrack. Once that happens to a horse, they are guaranteed to die a slow and painful death. Euthanasia here was actually...
But you know what's weird? That means that there is someone in PETA who keeps up with Musume. So there is like a very, very cruel, sociopathic, probably incel weeb who thought that this would be a good idea. Must be a Redditor.
Actually, unlike PETA's shelters, humane. But they've lost the plot since 2003. Reasoning with them is pointless. But people decided to quote tweet them anyway because why not? They're clowns. They deserve it. This person would say the irony is that Musume itself is responsible for the increase of the Retired Horse Racing Association's donations and care for the animals. Just this year, between Versailles Farm, Northern Farm, and Nice Nature, which are 3 different horses, they raised over $1 million combined, spread purely by the fans' love of the horses. Here we can see a chart of Nice Nature's birthday donation trends.
Holy
and as
shit.
you can see, there is a massive uptick in donations after Musume Pretty Derby had come out. I mean,
look at that! Look at the horse-zillionaires. Bro, these horses are the Elon Musks of the world.
It would go from 1,700,000 yen to 35 million after the game had come out. That's a multiplication of almost 35 times, and it kept rising higher and higher, reaching 74 million in 2024. But yeah, let's make a disgusting drawing instead, criticizing the game instead of helping. I mean, PETA has no idea just how much Japanese people in general, including the voice actress of Silent Suzuka herself, hold respect for these horses. In an interview, she was literally crying over Silent Suzuka's memory.
I will be honest with you, I don't think these people hold respect to anything. Other than probably themselves thinking that they are the fucking best.
Wondering if she could properly convey the spirit of this legendary horse. Do PETA employees cry when they euthanize 70% of their animals for no reason? That's a rhetorical question. And then, of course, comes the very embarrassing community note that came in different languages. This is the Japanese one. It would say, "This is hate speech." Might be a bit of a rough translation. Anyway, although the game Uma Musume Pretty Derby is in no way opposed to PETA's philosophy of establishing and defending animal rights, this post provokes those involved with the game. Reference about PETA. So that link is meant to show you that PETA's philosophy is to stand against anyone opposed to animal rights.
Do you remember when Japan got upset and they were considering like suing Assassin's Creed because of the Japanese game that came out, and they were like, oh yeah, no, for sure, that guy was definitely wink wink, nudge nudge, trust us, it was a samurai. Maybe they could do this with PETA too.
It's cool. Then it goes on to say, this post violates the guidelines of Uma Musume Pretty Derby by denigrating the honor and rights of others, making it an antisocial post that does not follow the rules, like guidelines for derivative works of Uma Musume Pretty Derby. So here we get linked to the website of Uma Musume, outlining their terms of service for fan works. In a nutshell, you can create fan art, you can create fan merch, you can do all those things, but they cannot be political, they cannot be sexual, and they sure as hell cannot be gory or disturbing. That's exactly what PETA was doing. And finally, the community note would say, provocative posts intended to attract attention also have an aspect of spam and therefore violate X's terms.
Bro, if Twitter would like suspend their account, that would be funny. Why not? He could do that. It's his platform. Elon, please. That would be so good. They would have to go to Blue Sky. And Blue Sky literally only have the retards on it. Like all of these annoying Karens with their like hotshot opinions of like, oh, someone is wearing something, therefore they are a bad person. Oh, it would be so good.
Of service. This also would be echoed by the community note in English saying Cygames guidelines strictly prohibit violent or grotesque depictions.
I do wish Cygames would sue for that. A big company like that.
Of Uma Musume characters to respect the real horses. Using the IP for political advocacy or commercial gain is a direct violation of their derivative work guidelines. So seeing this, Twitter was over...
PETA, I got you a Valentine's Day gift. What is it? A lawsuit.
...joyed, begging Cygames to sue the ever-living shit out of PETA, saying that there's approximately 5 different violations of Uma Musume community guidelines and actual grounds for a hefty lawsuit. I think it was safe to say at this point that no one was siding with PETA. But we're not just talking about the English-speaking...
Wait, but Nintendo didn't sue. And Nintendo sues for everything. Nintendo should have sued for the Pokemon thing. They are always such a lawyer-heavy company. No, we could have had Nintendo.
Audience here, this travesty had reached Japan, and the damage to their image there became catastrophic. A Japanese politician by the name of Kurishita Zenko, who used to be a part of the Japanese Metropolitan Assembly, would catch wind of this, and he would have something to say. It would be in Japanese, so here's the translation. He'd say, PETA, the world's largest animal rights organization, has suddenly made the following post using illustrations from Uma Musume, sparking controversy. It already has a community note attached, stating it violates content guidelines, but we must recognize that just because it's a massive international organization doesn't necessarily mean it's fair, in reference to following the rules. He'd then reply to his own post, continuing, saying, PETA's incoherent accusations against...
Hey Nintendo, let cow race free remove her nose ring? It's not a style choice, it's a cruel tool used to control and hurt cows in the meat and dairy industries, which causes lasting pain and discomfort. It's a virtual cow. It's not real. Thank you, PETA. It's a cow that drives a car. So it drives a virtual cow drives a virtual car with a virtual nose ring. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Nintendo are still fresh in our memory. It almost feels like they're targeting Japanese content. Surely there are other things they should be doing to protect animals.
Yeah.
He would continue further, referencing the article about the pet chihuahua we just saw earlier, saying, "Thank you for the information."
They only paid 49,000. They should have paid more. 50K for the loss of a beloved pet? Yeah, that's not fucking enough. That's absolutely not enough. That kid is going to sob her heart out, go to fucking therapy, be like having PTSD, being attached to her new dog or something. Yeah, no.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Not many people in Japan know what kind of organization PETA is, so we should take this opportunity to spread the word. See how much damage this did? Look, this philosophy of bad publicity is always good publicity? No. Japan was under the impression that PETA actually stood for animal rights. Now they're finding out what kind of organization they truly are. In other words, they fucked around and they found out. But the finding out part wasn't over just yet. That's because out of nowhere, the owner of the late silent Suzuka would say,
"Go to hell, you shitty organization." It's so based. Absolutely 10 out of 10, no comment, big capital letter based. Yes, absolutely. What else would you like to add to this? Just simply based.
In a quote tweet, straight up, "Go to hell, you shitty organization." This would get 3 million views, 75,000 likes. I mean, straight up full support for this guy. And he's totally right.
75K likes. Look at that.
Someone would reply to the owner's post saying, "I remember Suzuka's fracture being a comminuted fracture where the broken bones didn't protrude out. Not an open fracture like in that organization's picture where the bone is visible from the outside. But was I wrong?" The owner would say, "That's right." In other words, PETA was straight up lying. That's not how the fracture looked.
Oh yeah, but how are they going to rage bait if they don't lie? Oh my god, it makes me so angry.
Am I surprised? No. Someone else would reply with, "Is this the group that was saying about Mario Kart's cow putting a nose ring on it as a symbol of livestock?" This was in reference to what...
Hey, the Karens wear it too. Does it mean that the Karens are also livestock? Should I just like hook onto every single Karen who has like this nose ring and just like tug on them? Yeah? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, sure. I'm fine with that. Yeah, why not?
The politician had said earlier that they had tried to go after Nintendo for this Mario Kart character. Like,
I can't believe that Nintendo didn't clamp back. What a wasted opportunity.
How ridiculous is this? Their marketing campaign said, "Let cow race free, remove her nose ring." Like,
I want you to know this is the kind of shit that a Karen comes up with. It's like, wow, there is so many horrible things at the world. What could I do that comes with the least amount of effort and I can still pretend I'm a good person because I care about some pretentious bullshit? Yeah, I know. It's the children's game. Yeah, no, absolutely. They should just remove the character. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm such a good person. God damn it. How can not everyone just adore me? Bloody brilliant.
Surely there must be more important things to do. A few days later, the owner of the late silent Suzuka would quote tweet the tweet we just saw where he called PETA a shitty organization and say, "The resentful voices from all over the world against that shit organization group are intense. Seriously, what the hell did they do to get hated this much? Lol."
Oh boy, he doesn't know. He will read into it and he's going to be like, "Oh yeah, that's fair, yeah."
Well, the Japanese people are slowly finding out, aren't they? In fact, my favorite tweet in all this, okay, was this guy going back to that dog AI-generated image of a fish being turned into sushi, quote tweeting it, and saying,
I don't want to be like that because I don't know jack shit about sushi, but isn't that supposed to be salmon? And this fish doesn't look like a salmon? Like, shouldn't have generated like at least a fish that looks like a salmon? That's the reply? Oh, okay.
Saying, "It's honestly hilarious how the obese fast food nation that's all about burgers is nitpicking Japanese sushi." PETA wasn't just ruining their reputation worldwide, they were also ruining the American...
Damn. They called the country fat. Ouch. They're not wrong, but ouch.
Reputation worldwide. Not that it was very good to begin with, but still, it's not like they need more negative shit. Overall, this whole thing was an absolute mess, and it only served to make it known that PETA is terrible. Now everyone is starting to get aware of this.
I just really don't know if they have such a horrible, horrible organization. Where's the money coming from?
The irony here is this image has to be AI because they can't keep an animal without killing it. They literally can't have a real animal in any of their advertising.
Well, of course it's AI. Have you not seen how nonsensical and ugly it was? Taxes funding. People donate? Surely not. Right?
It was one of the worst decisions the social media team of PETA could have taken. And now people are simply begging Cygames to sue the ever-living shit out of them. I usually try to stay neutral in my videos, but dude, even I'm hoping that happens.
No,
okay,
man,
I
fuck
truly
these
want to
guys.
see that. That would be so cool. Anyway, thank you so much for watching until the end. If you're interested in the entire history of
these
Musume
guys,
Derby and how it came to be, as well as how it helped to revitalize the entire horse racing industry, then make sure to check out the video I made about it a few months ago called The Chaotic History of the Horse Game That Took Over the World. And if you want to get a healthy alternative to an energy drink for this Christmas, then make sure to hit the gamer subs and use the code Mujin for 10% off your total order. It helps me directly, and I'm sure you'll enjoy the product. Thank you so much again for
Oh, why would you use the semen? Why? I don't want to see your feet, you Frenchman.
watching the video platonically until the end, and I'll see you in the next one whenever that is. I love you so much. Mwah.
PETA representative, we believe that all animals should be free. We give them this freedom by murdering them. It's like a fucked up cult or something, you know?